Many times when immigrants come to the United States, they leave behind careers they had at home. Jeffrey Brown profiles a man who is returning to his roots.
A taxi picking up customers at Washington's Dulles Airport. But this one is driven by a man with an unusual musical past. Once a star in his native Ethiopia, Hailou Mergia has lived in and around Washington, D.C. for more than 35 years, driving a cab for many of them.
I was wondering, when you were driving the taxi, did anybody ever recognize you? Maybe Ethiopians you were driving?
Yeah, some of them, yes, they do. When they see my name on the license of the taxi license, they always ask me, "Are you the one who play organ?" I said yes.
And now he's once again on stage, performing his music on tour, as in this recent concert in Philadelphia for NPR's World Cafe. With a new album, the now 71-year-old is having an unexpected resurgence, decades after his career had seemingly ended.
Was it hard to go from being very well known in your city and your country to being mostly unknown here?
Yeah, it is. When people they think of about you, and some of them they think like, I'm not alive.
They think you're not even alive anymore.
Yes.
Yeah.
And maybe they think I'm passed away. I have no idea. And some of them, where he is. All of a sudden I just disappeared. And then people, they forgot me, and I almost, the only thing is they didn't forget is my music, what I played.
In the 1970s, Mergia was part of an exciting musical scene in Addis Ababa that fused Western funk and soul with the traditional Ethiopian music he grew up with in the countryside. His mother had brought him to the capital when he was 10, and at 14 he joined the Army's youth troop, where he learned to play the piano in its band. He eventually pursued a life in music as keyboardist, singer, and composer, which took off when he joined the Walias Band, an influential group that put their own spin on sounds from different continents and had crowds dancing into the night.
There were some radio stations that they were playing some latest music, Western music, which is like from James Brown, or from Wilson Pickett, or from Tyrone Davis, or from Aretha Franklin. I mean, you name it.
So you're funkifying Ethiopian music.
I just pick up the old songs and rearrange them, change the rhythm, change the harmony, and change sometimes the intro, and then I just played it like kind of modern Ethiopian music.
His 1977 album Che Belou combines funk beats and Mergia's organ improvisations with the pentatonic scales of Ethiopian folk music.
What was the biggest you could hope for from at that time?
At that time, my hope was like one as a group to play in Hilton Hotel, because once you get to Hilton, that's the end of it.
That was the biggest place to play in Addis.
The band became a long-running hit at the Hilton, the hottest venue in Addis. But they also wanted more. In 1981, Mergia and members of the band came to the U.S. The gigs were small, mostly to a newly arrived Ethiopian immigrant community. The band eventually split up, some returning home. Mergia stayed and released a solo album in 1985, but 6 years later, he stopped performing and recording. It was impossible to make a living.
Did you feel like you were giving up a dream of making it as a musician?
I never give up, because I was always practicing. I was practicing every day, every night, in my house, in my car. And I start buying. I bought one keyboard that I can move around. A lot of the time I want to drive taxi. You know why?
Why?
Because one, it's the schedule. I have my own time.
Yeah.
I can go anytime without asking anybody permission.
Yeah.
That's the freedom of life. As a musician, sometimes I go to studio, I stay like more than I expected time, like long hours.
But also if you're driving a taxi, you can just keep your instrument in the back, in the trunk, and pull it out.
Yep, pull it out. And
That's
practice.
pretty good. And practice.
Yeah.
And practice he does, even in the airport parking lot, working out compositions while waiting for his next customer.
I'm trying to keep myself busy. I just don't want to lose my feeling from music.
So Murgia was ready when musical fortune struck. A producer named Brian Shimkovitz, who specializes in African music, found a cassette tape of one of his old albums in a box in Ethiopia and re-released it in 2014. That led to a new album titled Lala Baloo, or Say Lala, released in February, and a new late-life beginning for his second musical career, in and now out of the taxi. For the PBS NewsHour, I'm Jeffrey Brown in Fort Washington, Maryland.